I'm Rob Wilson, president of Employco. Welcome to HR Chat. With me is Jason Eisenhunt, our vice president of HR.
Hi, everyone.
So, Jason, everyone today, we're still talking about recruiting, hiring. Businesses are still hiring. You're starting to see some slowdown with the recession, stagflation, but people are still hiring. And so a big part of the hiring process are interviews. So I thought it might be a good idea to run through maybe some best practice for either interviews or interview tips.
Yeah, since there's still a little bit of a labor shortage, or maybe a little labor shortage, you need to really nail the interviews and do it well, because you can't afford to lose that one or two good quality candidates because you no longer have the luxury of having 10, 20. So some tips, kind of as we can get started, is be prepared. So make sure that if it's a new hiring manager, have a list of questions for them. Maybe go through a mock interview with that hiring manager before they even start. Be prepared in terms of also letting the candidate know who's going to be in the interview, what time, what place, where do they go, who do they ask for, some of those kind of preparation and logistical type questions, get them out of the way.
Yeah, because when you talk about be prepared, and whether it's you doing the interview or you've got a hiring manager or whoever, this is the outside of that LinkedIn ad or the Indeed, wherever that ad came from or wherever they heard about your company. This is their first impression outside of your website. So you want to make sure you're prepared, because they're interviewing you as much as you're interviewing them. And so you really want to be prepared with some good questions, think out some questions. There's a variety of, and then at the same time, there's so many questions you can't ask. So know what you can and can't ask.
Yeah. So one quick hit question that I've almost been unconsciously ready to ask a candidate, just kind of informally building some relationships and trust, is, hey, where did you grow up? Because that could go to national origin. So maybe they grew up in another country, and if the interview doesn't go well, or someone is really overtly discriminating, you have to watch out for that. Or
what year did you graduate high school?
Age,
or what church did you go to, or what different cities. So there's a lot of things that you can't ask. Whether, and some of it's related to ADA, some of it's sexual discrimination, age discrimination. So there's a lot of things that you can ask. But then there's also some great questions like, tell me about one of your successes, or if you were ever involved in a failure, or someone asked a question about how often do you smile?
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah.
So just something that makes them talk a little bit more in depth. So.
And as you mentioned, they're interviewing you just like you're interviewing them. So one other tip is be respectful. Right. So turn your phone off. Don't check email throughout the interview. Make sure you have the body language that you're really paying attention to the person and interested. Obviously, if the interview is going south, we can end it early, but instead of...
So I shouldn't take my phone out. No, you can keep talking. No.
Awkward. Just be respectful throughout the interview, actual interview, post-interview, thank him, show him to the door, some of those kind of tips.
And try and build some rapport. So try and, come up with some, whether you're talking about, try to stay away from politics, but whether it's current events, sports, a variety of things. What are you doing this summer? So try and build a little bit of rapport. And if they're sharp, they may look around and they may be doing the same thing. If you're in your office, they may see your diploma, or they may see pictures of something. So they may ask you questions as well, but try and build a rapport, because it usually makes the interview go a little bit smoother.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of maybe scripting out some questions, but also going off script, because building that kind of natural conversation can lead to different things, and something you may pick up on that wouldn't be part of a very scripted, robotic. And the interviewee, the candidate's not going to like, I have these 10 pre-scripted questions. I'm going to ask, write down your answer, ask, write down your answer. Have some conversation, go off script a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Communicate well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you ever need help with interviewing techniques or training for your managers on proper interviewing best practices, or questions to ask or not ask, hr@employco.com. We're here to help. We'd like to help any way we can.
Yeah. It's, your people are going to be hiring for the foreseeable future. So use those best practices whenever you can, and find some great talent. So thanks for joining us on the HR Chat.
Thank you.